Yes. In the red corner, we have Scotty Lopez. In the blue corner, Kev Baker. And we're getting ready for 6 rounds of live streaming. Yes. As 2 tubes, and literally 2 tubes, prepare to go to war. Ah, yes, seconds out.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right, it's time. It is time for the main event. Yes, we've been building up to this event all day, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, it's time for the KBS weekend stream. How you doing, Sky Boy?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. I'm in an especially good mood today because LSU beat Alabama.
Oh,
So.
That's awesome, man. And I'm still in a good mood from Glasgow Celtic, the greatest team that ever graced this universe, winning the other night in Rome. Rome, no less. Yes, conquering the mighty Lazio. I'm still basking in the glory, Scott.
See, there we go. We're both we've both been comforted and we feel nice, warm, and cozy.
The bread and circus, it smells so good, sir. Happily distracted.
Yes, the bread and circus has been treating us quite well. So
but Scott, as I was telling you earlier on, my friend, be it the Celtic game during the week, be it your LSU game earlier on today, far from the main sporting event this weekend, and in Bizarro Land, aka Woketopia, far removed from Woolandia, there's a major sporting event that it would seem, right? It would seem that everyone is talking about. Now, you know me, I like my sport. In the house here, I've got my teenage son, absolutely loves his sport, and she likes her sport, and from time to time we've got the sports news channel on, and it has been constantly building up now for a couple of weeks. More and more news, more constant, more hype, more documentaries, more tales of the tape, more documentaries, more tales of the tape, more hype. It's the biggest fight in the universe. Yes. 2 giants in boxing, Scott. I mean, absolute powerhouses, legends in the game are going to be colliding hours from now at the Staples Center out in LA. Can you believe it, man? It's just amazing. And as a big fight fan myself, I'm on the edge of my seat, dude. I can't wait. Can you detect the sarcasm that's oozing out of my pores right now?
just a little bit, Kev, just a little bit. So who are these 2 premier, elite, top of the game, top of their game, the pinnacle of boxing prowess? What is this fight?
Is it Deontay Wilder? Has he had like some surprise bout with like Tyson Fury coming up? Is Anthony Joshua going over? Are they taking part in a triple threat match sponsored by WWE? Oh, one so soon.
Kev the Dirty Sanchez gave me pink eye.
There's a whole heap of talk about that these days, Lothar. I was seeing the old Delta Sierra causing a bit of consternation, not constipation, but consternation in the chat room earlier. Go figure. But yes, Scott, obviously what we're having a laugh and a joke about is two of the planet's biggest YouTubers going to war for not the first, but the second time. You've got KSI coming in, as we'll see here. Tail of the tape time, folks. This is where we're going to find out all about our two contenders today for the title of, what would the title be? Hardest YouTuber in the fake boxing world? I don't know. So yeah, here we have it, Scott. You look at this, look at the graphics too. It's like everything you would expect from a real world championship fight, right? WBO, WBC, WBA, all the belts are on the line, you know. No belt on the line at all. It's two YouTubers with a grudge match, Scotty. That's what we're looking at here. But look at the reach these people have. And this is where we start to see why it's become such a marketing and hyped extravaganza, right? Because love them or hate them, YouTubers, some of them out there, they have, Scott, gone on to become some of the most influential people in the world when it comes to specific age brackets. And you've got your man KSI here on the left. He's out of the UK. He's fighting for the Empire. I mean, he starts off by playing FIFA. You know, just a FIFA player. And he get, you know, eventually now, I mean, he like does everything. He's got rap music. He does everything, Scotty, right? But here we have this platform, and many... Wait, hey. Sid Vetch, and there's one of our new stickers, folks. Sid has deployed a new sticker. Do you like our new stickers, Scott? They don't come up on the screen yet. Streamlabs, it's too early, Scott. Because we're like very early on in the sticker department, Streamlabs haven't caught up yet, so somebody hasn't wrote the code.
So what you're saying, Kev, is that you are deploying state of the art cutting. You're ahead of the curve. And as far as the whole podcasting situation goes, that not even Streamlabs has been able to catch up to the cutting edge of KBS.
I just assume that all content creators got the email I got the other day where people are using the old stickers now. I assume that, Scott. I assume that. Makes me feel better if I think that everyone's got the stickers. But no, thank you. Disco Duck, I absolutely love boxing. This is my problem. This is my problem, Disco Duck, and I'm going to get to that in a moment. But like I was saying before, we got the super chat there, Scott. We'll take a look at another set of statistics here for this two characters. There we go there, right? Love or hate YouTube. Here's a website, Scotty, that has propelled, in this case, these two characters here, love them or hate them, to global superstardom, to mega riches. And it is, or it was at least, and I still think it is. It's harder now, but I still think it's pretty unique when you've got a website where anyone can come along, Scott, and you don't know what's going to take traction. You don't know who's going to be the next overnight superstar. And like I say, love them or hate them, you know, you can't take away from YouTube as a platform for enabling people to do this. To the point now where, like anyone into boxing today, love or hate these two, everyone's got an opinion on it. It's sold out, pay-per-view, sold out physically. There's big interest, you know?
I mean, it's brilliant marketing on both of their parts, right?
Yep.
To kind of set up a beef like this and then a boxing match. And it doesn't matter who wins or who loses the boxing match. They both win in the end.
Oh, we'll take a look at some of the money they're allegedly getting. You're right there, Scott.
Yeah, so I mean, it really doesn't matter. They're both going to capitalize off of this, and you know, the thing with boxing is, you know, for people like me and you who have kind of followed boxing, you probably follow it a lot more than I do. I used to be into boxing quite a bit when I was younger. You know, but a lot of the whole boxing thing is building up the hype, is building up sort of this, you know, both of the boxers kind of have this beef going on. They hold the dramatic press conferences. They throw a few punches at each other, make it look like they're gonna fight right then and there, you know. And that's all to build up the hype, to build up the drama, to get more people, you know, invested in this
And Scott,
fight.
one of our favourites we were talking about before the show, Tyson Fury. He has to be one of the masters of the build-up before a fight. You know, he's fighting Klitschko at the time, undisputed champion of the world, and he comes in a Batman suit and absolutely destroys the press conference, absolutely crazy, off his head. But the amount of attention that generated, tenfold. So you're so right, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's just part of the game. You know, that's just part of what you do, and you know, when you're boxing, and you know, when you're at that level, and both fighters know this. In fact, you know, a lot of this is kind of, I don't want to say scripted. Well, maybe it is kind of scripted, but they both know that if they generate a lot of hype and really make this beef look a lot bigger than it really is, then a lot more people are going to tune in. And I could also compare it to like the rap game, right? With rappers, you'll have a rapper put out a diss track on some other rapper, right? And then they generate this like beef back and forth with each other, making it look like that, you know, there's this big hatred going on between the two rappers, and they start putting out diss tracks and all that stuff. And what it does is it helps both of them. Yep. It generates hype and it generates sales for both rappers, and then people go out and buy both of their albums.
Scott, there's even a case to be made that there's a lot of YouTube channels function that way. You know? Yeah, you'll have one making content, the other one will reply, they'll respond. You'll have the other one then having something to respond to, and you see how it goes on and on and on.
It's drama, and people like drama, right? And you know, that's why, like, Keemstar, right? He's real popular because wasn't his whole thing like drama alert? Wasn't that his whole thing where all he would talk about is just drama between YouTubers, and then he ended up getting dragged into drama as well? And all that
never
stuff.
a shortage of material for Keemstar. There's always something going on with content creators.
But who wins and all that? Everybody he's talking about. Everybody he's talking about, he wins. Everybody gets promotion. Everybody it's publicity for everyone involved, and so in a way everyone wins. You know, unless a channel does something so absolutely scumbaggish to where they do end up losing subscribers. But in general, it's, even if it's bad publicity, it's still publicity, right?
Well, you see, you're right, because this is where the world of real boxing got involved in this, right? Because they've already had one fight. And it was a draw. It was in Manchester. It was amateur rules, though, so they had the head guards on. And then that's when we had this mob here, matchroom boxing. Uh-huh. You see, that's the good thing. And I'll
Stickers are nice, but we prefer old.
You see, that's the good thing, isn't it, Sid? Yes, we still get Brian's dulcet tones if we do it the old way. I think it's just something cool. And again, this is a new feature on YouTube. I need to figure out a way to integrate them onto the screen, and it's going to be really cool. But yes, Scott, Eddie Hearn, he's the guy behind boxing. He's the guy that's behind Anthony Joshua. You name it, big fights in and out of the UK. He's there. He's like the Don King of the UK. Not quite as corrupt, right? But he looked at the last fight, and he's seen all of these younger fans out there, and he's seen the potential, the marketing potential in this. And that's what's really stirred up a bit of a debate, right? Because people are asking, what does it really mean for boxing? Because you've got guys who fight their whole lives, they train their whole lives, and it's a hard life, Scott, being a boxer, you know, being a professional fighter. Yet here come along these two clowns, you know, just playing at the game, and they've got themselves top of the bill. They're going to make themselves more millions than most fighters will ever even be able to imagine. But there's two ways of looking at this. And this is where your man Barry Hearn comes into it, and he looks at it a different way. And it's an interesting way to look at it. We'll discuss it. It says a new audience, a new opportunity. So it says it was reported that Britain's KSI could have earned more than £80 million. That's over $100 million, folks, from his first fight with American Paul. As well as the 15,000 fans ringside, more than 1 million watched on YouTube. Now, in comparison, British heavyweight Tyson Fury signed a 5-fight deal reportedly worth the same figure earlier this year. So KSI and Paul have turned professional for this bout, which is being promoted by Hearn's Matchroom Boxing. Hearn, who promotes the likes of British former world champion Anthony Joshua, said he simply could not ignore the success of the first fight. I watched it.
You can't ignore big numbers, that.
There's only this little bit, and then you can respond to this. It says, I watched it and thought I should be involved with it, he said. The YouTube world is a remarkable way of people digesting content, and it fascinates me. There'll be a huge new audience worldwide, and it's our job to make sure they take an interest in boxing. Then they buy tickets and watch other fighters. Now, BBC boxing pundit Steve Bunce had reservations about the fight initially, but now sees the opportunity for the sport. If 10% of their followers watch the fight, then that's 4 million new sets of eyes on the sport. And even if we took just 1%, that is still an enormous number. And more on from that, Scott, at a time when most of the youngsters who'll be watching this, and it's no criticism, but they're probably not getting as much exercise and things as they maybe should, or as kids in the past, because life's changed now. If maybe some of them took up boxing on the back of this, I mean, that's got to be a good way of looking at this as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can look at it from that angle, and I think that plays a role in it.
Oh, the money's the main factor, dude. We know that. I mean, the money's the main factor, but
they saw how much of this YouTube audience, came into this and was interested in watching, Logan Paul and this KSI dude fight each other, and they were like, "Wow, that's a demographic we need to tap into." They saw the dollar signs, and were like, "Whoa, we need to figure out how to get this internet audience, this YouTube younger generation, involved in boxing." And sure, maybe they do want younger kids or whatever to, kind of reinvigorate the sport.
Oh yes, Mr. Dude. Oh yes, indeed. I would have to agree.
I can tell many of us in here are ripped. Love you guys.
It's not that, it's the face on the wee pineapple dancer when he's talking about people being ripped. Oh yes, indeed. Indeed.
And see, and we also got to talk about boxing in general, right? It has kind of been on the decline. UFC really took a lot of that audience from boxing, as mixed martial arts started gaining traction, right? Let's just be honest. A lot of people found boxing boring, and they found UFC to be a more exciting sort of combat sport, right? And so while boxing, it didn't die out, or it just not as many people were interested in it. And I think lately they've been trying to find ways of getting people engaged again in watching boxing. And I think this is one of the ways that they're kind of looking at as, let's get people reinterested in this. Let's get people interested in boxing again. And
see, I don't know, because you've got Canelo, the Mexican fighter, Canelo Alvarez. I think he's the highest paid sports star in the world right now with his contract. That was a 10-fight deal. I think it's ESPN. And then you've got Tyson Fury, who got 100 million basically for not knocking somebody out, for getting back up. So I think in recent years it's come back. It's definitely made a comeback, and the heavyweights have helped big time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're trying to bring it back. They're trying to, boxing is kind of trying to restructure itself and get people back into it. And you're right. I mean, the Tyson Fury
Wilder
was probably one of the biggest fights that I remember looking forward to in a long, long time. Like, I'm talking like since I was probably in high school or even younger. The only other fight I remember being hyped about was like Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson. You know,
see, that's my danger with this fight, though, Scott, as well, right? As a boxing fan, genuine boxing fan, this could go both ways, right? Because at a time when you've got this renewed interest in the sport, you've got all the people now tuning in to see this big fight later on in the middle of the night over here. I think it's about 4 a.m. That'll be 8 p.m. on the West Coast, 11 p.m. East Coast, that kind of time. There's a danger because these two aren't boxers in the end of the day. And it could end up just being absolutely farcical and do more damage for the sport. And again, I get it. They're all going to make their money. They don't give a damn, right? And they'll be boxing again next week and the world will move on from KSI and Logan Paul. But I don't know, dude. It just, if I was somebody that was making a living from boxing, and I'm not talking about the Wilders. I'm not talking about the big champs. Somebody just scraping it, Scott, you know, going to these little halls and nothing, probably just above bare knuckle fighting to feed your family. I don't know, it just makes a mockery, dude.
Kev Scott farted on my pillow and gave me pink eye.
Lothar, you're showing a really, really unhealthy obsession with the pink eye today. Is there anything you want to tell me and Scott, Lothar? I really do wish I had a phone number so that you could phone me up and confess all. I think you're ready to tell us what the problem is, Lothar, aren't you? What do you think, Scott? What a call Lothar gave us last night, though. What a call. Awesome, man.
As long as the Masons didn't give him pink eye, I think we're all good.
Exactly. And listen, Scott, don't get me wrong. These two guys look ripped. They've been in proper boxing training camp. They've done everything right from what I can make out. They've been eating. Logan Paul, of course, is Logan Paul, and he had to kind of have a little sabbatical, break sex ban only 4 weeks ahead of the KSI fight, things like that. But we're going to look, because Logan Paul, you know, for the big YouTuber that he is, he's not exactly the glowing role model out there, right?
No, he's not. And you know, I was about to say, you know, they're both in pretty good shape. They look like they've been training and all of that stuff. And Logan Paul actually has like a background in wrestling and stuff like that. But
what do women find attractive in that? There's a level.
The dollars.
Yeah, true. But there's a level of soy going on there, man.
Well, you know,
not here, obviously. Now the women will be going absolutely crazy. That looks like a boxer, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see, but I definitely see what you're talking about, how, you know, legit fighters that are trying to work their way up, putting in the work and all of that stuff, they look at this and they go, well, how the hell do these two clowns from YouTube, you know, get you know, the main bill on a pay-per-view fight?
Scott, there's actually a world title fight lower down on the bill than these two. 2 world title fights below them, and they're the main event.
See, now that's I have an issue with that, because they should be like the first fight of the night,
like the circus act.
Yeah, the little circus act in the beginning. You know, oh, here we're gonna have these two YouTubers beat the crap out of each other before, you know, the real boxers come out here and actually, you know, show everyone how it's done. So that is, I think that is kind of disrespectful. It's kind of a slap in the face to real boxers out there that are, you know, putting in the work and all of that. So yeah, but you know, like you said, you know, the boxing league, obviously, the dollar signs.
They've sanctioned it. Do you know what I mean? It's all well sanctioned and good to go, but. Like you say, I mean, it should be. It's a circus act. Big time. But Logan Paul, right? I mean, he's been controversial over the years, has he not? Was he not the dude that went over to Japan and went to that really, really dodgy forest?
I don't know if it was Logan or if it was his brother, because they're both YouTubers, Logan and his brother, Jake Paul. I think it was Logan though.
I'm pretty sure it was him. Yeah.
Yeah. He's the one that went to the forest in Japan and they found somebody.
I mean, look at this. It's
there.
all over it. See, there, you just go to any website, how to watch it. KSI versus Logan Paul. The boxing rematch. And I was quite surprised you hadn't really heard much about this, Scott, you know? And it was all down the side as well.
Because
you know?
I don't really follow these guys, but it looks like with so much of the hype going around, I'm surprised I didn't even see anything.
That's the only reason. I mean, because over here it's hard to avoid. And the wee man, he loves his KSI. Do you know what I mean? He loves the dude. I can't suffer him. He had a whole big fake fight with his brother and his family. And Scott, it was just, you know how Uni talks about red pilling to pay the bills? This was just like blatantly lying to create content to pay his mega mansion bills. It was all phony as hell, dude. Phony as hell. I just don't get him. He's just so... He's full of himself. He epitomizes everything that's wrong about like the younger generation that think they can just get it all, you know. Just start a YouTube channel. I'll be all right. I don't need to start. I can just do this. Look at me.
That's the same with Logan Paul.
He's
almost he's the same, you know, this kind of annoying arrogance, you know, and yeah, but basically what you just described, it's the same with Logan Paul. So I guess it would make sense that the two would be, you know, engaging in this little beef or boxing match thing.
I refuse to watch it. I just refuse point blank. Refuse. I refuse to even stream it, let alone the thought of paying for that garbage. Oh, hell no. When's anyone going to pay it? Right, if we could have like a celebrity match then, Scott, who would you... I would want to... I reckon I would probably take... I'd want to take Russell Brand because he annoys the hell out of me. I think maybe. And Anderson Cooper.
Oh, like who would I fight?
Yeah, man, if you could have like the celebrity one, like all pimped out, like the Logan Paul KSI affair, you know? Who does the chat room want to see me fight? Come on, chat room, tell me who you want to see me in with, man. I want to know.
That's a huge list of people that I would want to mess up.
Come on, Scott. Don't hold back, man. Just go for it. Do it, Scott. Come on, Scott. Get it off your chest, son. That's it. Ready? Seconds out, Scott. Come on, do them. Who's getting it?
I don't know. Oh my God, it's so tough to decide.
Oh, come on, dude.
People? Can I just like rush into battle like a berserker?
Oh, can you just like take them all on?
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I just want to take them all on. I just want to just give me a sword in each hand, right? Like, and then just run.
I think people are happy with me going in with Russell Brand. To be honest with you, that's a character I'd love to kick in the stones. To hell with the Queensberry rules, man. Just go dirty early. Stick the nut in them, Scottish style, and then kick in the stones and be done with it. Who cares if you get disqualified? You're battering the shit out of Russell.
See, I'm not even thinking of this as a boxing match.
Yeah, this is like proper to the death stuff. This is like Coliseum stuff, man. Yeah.
Yes. I'm like Russell Crowe. I'm in the Coliseum.
I'm trying to think of one of the biggest soy boys I could take.
That's what I'm trying to see. There's so many different ones flying through my head. And as soon as I pick one, I'm like,
wow. We've got a new member coming in. Oh, Polly Nation, you have nailed it. Let me in the octagon with Richie from Boston. Oh, dude. Him and Dabu. Ah, man. We'll have it like a three-way. Me, you, and Joe. Dabu. Richie from Boston, and David Wilcock. There we go, Scott. There we go. Oh, man.
Okay.
That would be like the Blue Chickens versus the Wood Chippers.
I'll have to step this up a notch then. Put me in the cage with Pamphlet Anon.
Oh, dude, please. Yeah, no, I want to go in with that mad ginger dude. DNAJ Lion or whatever his name is. Him that's like, you know the one.
No, put me in there with Pamphlet Anon and David Seaman.
I was going to say, no. Seaman's like world championship level. You have to fight somebody to get through to him. Like, you know what I mean?
If Logan Paul and KSI can just straight up get a top bill match, then I can go right to the top as well.
Yeah,
do it.
Yeah, man. I don't know. There's a few we could like. I can think of a good few matches we could organize here. We could have like a series of events, dude. We get on the blower, Barry Hearn. Like, we might not be KSI, but it's going to be entertaining. It's going to be raw.
Can we recruit Popeye to be like the special guest referee?
Oh, no. He's like the guy that lurks outside the ring. He comes in at the end and on the off chance we're not winning. He comes hearing down the ramp, man.
See, this has went from boxing to a WWE match.
It's a hybrid, Scott. There's everything. We play under a dome, dude. It's like a metal dome we play in.
You should fight the It's Mom guy.
No, see, the mom guy cheats. He's in the women's division. You see, this is where it gets hell of a confusing. Moth Ma'am, he fights for the women's world championship of fake YouTube championship fighting thing. Yeah, so I'm thinking, Scott, right? We'll have like, to keep it all conspiratorial, you know, like the MMA's got the octagon. We could have the inverted pentagram. And it could have like buckyballs making a roof on it as well, man.
Ooh.
With 5G sensors all pointing in the way. It's like a 15-minute like time scale.
That is one. Yeah, that is one sinister battle arena right there.
You see there, man. You got the triangular light hanging down. You get it.
And SMCK in the chat said we definitely got to have Joe Rogan doing commentary since he does commentary for UFC already.
Rogan's got to be there, man. And if Rogan's there, if I've still got enough wind in me, I'll take on Eddie Bravo when I'm done with DNAJ Lion. There you go.
Ooh.
Sound good?
Kept calling out Bravo.
Oh, I'd love to get in a ring with Bravo, dude. Only I'd bring a gun to that knife fight.
You'd allegedly bring one to the knife fight.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Kev V. Nicola Sturgeon Scottish lightweight belt.
It's not actually impossible, that, because if she would just be honest and admit that she identifies as a man, she'd be in my division. We'd be able to get it on, Scott. But she just ain't that honest. No. No. Who else? I don't know. I want to do Anderson Cooper as well. There's something that... See if you hit Anderson Cooper, and for anyone, it's like, I'm off CNN, folks. If you were to threaten to punch him, I reckon he would cry. He would cry and he would phone Fredo. And then when Fredo comes, we could just call him Fredo, freak him out, go viral, and then we'd be big enough to do a KSI fight.
Okay, so if you're gonna take on Cooper, then I'll have to step up and take on Lemon.
Who can we get Jonesy to fight? We need somebody to fight Jonesy. Come on, man. It's got to be the long arm Mac Daddy, isn't it? It's got to be Obama. It's his nemesis, man. It's got to be him in the deception. The Obama deception. Yes, indeed.
Well, remember, remember Jones told Piers Morgan that he was ready to throw on the boxing gloves. Remember during the interview?
Dude,
he said,
I was shitting myself watching that interview.
He was like, you gotta wear your Jolly Roger and I'll wear the American flag. I'll put the gloves on and we can go.
Mao took the guns.
Yeah.
That was a classic Classic. See, something like that, that's probably going to be more entertaining than this non-boxing match later on. And all I can hear is my son rumbling behind me on the sofa, as if it's going to be some spectacle of the noble art. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be terrible, man. You'd be lucky if one of them lays another glove on the other one. Ah, yes. Cooper is an android. Oh, I better watch in case I get, like, electrocuted when I start sparking him out, Scotty. Lawrence O'Donnell versus Sean Hannity. Good call.
Okay,
Jones will pancake me. I would never fight with a Jonesy, man. Exactly, Ryan. Stalin took them as well.
Jones looks like he's a scrapper. I mean, he said he was a scrapper, right? I mean, he looks low centered like a bulldog, right? He's a short guy, but have you ever seen the pictures of him when he was young and he was like a power lifter?
Why do you want to deport me?
Well, we did it as a way.
Why do you want to deport me? The same reason British people didn't want you back. You're an absolute scumbag. I take it all back. Let me in a ring with him, Scott. Oh, big time.
To bring attention to the fact that we have all of these foreigners and the Russian government, the official Chinese government. Mao said political power.
Look how calm he was there. Look how calm he was compared to what we know coming.
He killed about 80 million people because he's the only guy that had the guns. So we
there it goes.
Did it to point out that this is globalism. And I'm here to tell you, 1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms. Doesn't matter how many lemmings you get out there on the street begging for them to have their guns taken. We will not relinquish them. Do you understand?
That was like a true schizophrenic. All nice and composed and nah!
That's why you're going to fail, and the establishment knows no matter how much propaganda, the Republic will rise again when you attempt to take our gun.
How many gun murders were there in Britain?
How many great white sharks?
No, how many
kill people every year, but they're scared to swim?
Right. How many gun murders were there in Britain?
A very low amount. I already went over those
how
statistics.
Many? Do you know?
It was only a few hundred.
No. How many gun murders?
I actually did pull up the statistics. Here, let me pull them out right here. I figured you'd do that.
Gun murders in Britain last year.
UK violent crime, capital of Europe, London Telegraph. Here, let me give you more.
It's quite a simple question.
Well, that's the oldest.
You're a very loud man.
That's the oldest Perry Mason tactic to ask me some little factoid.
It's not a little factoid.
I already said earlier.
We're talking about
England has a.
Please tell me he's going to get to the good bit.
A lot lower gun crime rate because you took all the guns.
Let me try exactly my point.
But you've got hordes of people burning down cities and beating old women's brains out every day.
Let's try again. How many gun murders were there?
Oh, you're going to ban your fist now?
In Britain last year.
How many chimpanzees can dance on the head of a pin? I already went over those statistics.
Do you know the answer?
No, I don't.
You said hundreds.
It's very low.
You said hundreds.
Yes.
It's actually 35.
Well, the point is you can...
Against 11,000. Do you understand the difference between 11,000...
Yeah, England...
That's crap. They didn't show us the good bit, man. They didn't show us the good bit. That was disappointing, man. Who do you think would win?
Alex, no doubt.
Easy, dude.
Easy.
Not even a contest. Alpha. Oh, barely a beta.
I mean, because, Alex was probably jacked up on some super male vitality.
Oh, big time. Big time. I mean, that saves people's lives, Scott.
And then he's ready to go. He's ready to handle business, Not
as much as his nutrition bars, though.
It's like vanilla flavor.
Oh, dear Lord. What's happening, Scott? What's happening? I hoped we were getting the good kind of coming for the gun speech there, but obviously CNN are going to cut that bit out, aren't they? Because that was the good bit. Yeah, that was the good bit, man.
I hope they don't hit you with that either.
Look at this. Look, it's just. You would think there was like. Look at CNN.
I was saying, and you get because you know how you're like, oh, he went from like calm to schizophrenic, which you could tell like CNN kind of cut that to where
Well
it looked
cut,
like
dude.
instantly. It was well cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when you used to search for the big man on here and it'd be like all of his shows? And now look at it, dude. It's like this is what happens when you're in the memory hole, folks. This is what happens when you go the other way from KSI and Logan Paul. When you like get deleted from the internet. Just a mere memory, you know?
Yeah, when you get unpersoned and then the victors get to rewrite history and
How
portray you the way that they.
How ironic. And here's Piers Morgan now, 1 month ago, talking the same way about Greta Thunberg as Alex Jones does on his show. But he's an authoritative source. And he's allowed, eh? Couldn't make it up.
What's the deal with that? Like Morgan trying, to me, it seems like he's done like a 180 on a lot of things.
He's trying to, dude. He's an SJW in disguise. He can wear a suit. He can sound all poncy and educated. He can actually say things that me and you would go, "Wow, he's one of us. He's in our team." But never forget, he's a snake. He's a reptile, dude. He's a shapeshifter. Exactly. Yeah, he's a scumbag. People don't forget
the shady crap he's been involved in and just his scumbaggery in the past. And it's like, oh,
dude, he was at newspapers like when they were hacking the phones of dead children. And that actually gave the police investigation, sent them off on a whole wild goose chase because they seen the victim's phone getting access. They thought, well, the phone's been switched on, so somebody... No, it was him and his newspaper trying to get dirt on the family, dude. That's how low that character is.
Yeah, what a scumbag, dude.
Oh, total scumbag, mate. Total scumbag. And that was proven in a court of law. That's not speculation or anything. That's the phone tapping scandal. That's how he had to leave the UK to go to the CNN in the first place. Then it all dies down. The media don't talk about it for a while. Now he's back over here, Scott, the darling on morning TV. And wow, you scumbag, man.
You know who I think Morgan needs to fight?
Who?
Duke Nukem.
Duke Nukem.
I ought to break a broom handle off in your ass.
If I can add an ingredient, choices would change.
Yes, indeed, Lisa Roux. I like that name. I do. Yes. Confused me when I first seen it because there's people been changing their names in the chat room. Scott, what the bloody hell's all that about? So yeah, listen, folks, before we move on to more weekend type material, yes, Logan Paul versus KSI. I certainly won't be sitting up waiting for it, but it just shows you how big, not maybe YouTube has become because it's obviously huge, but the people who have really made it on there have become. Imagine you'd said maybe 10 years ago that you'll have one of the biggest, most spoke about fights of the year would be two cats that have never really fought before coming from YouTube and topping the bill where there's two other world title fights below it. You'd have laughed, rightly so. Nobody would have believed it. If you'd said to KSI and Logan Paul 10 years ago that he'll end up in one of the biggest fights in the world, Scott, they wouldn't have believed it. Yet here we are, in Woketopia, upside down world, the two biggest fighters are not even fighters. It's crazy.
It, I guess this just kind of confirms the whole thing we're talking about idiocracy being real, right?
Yeah, exactly.
This is literally more kind of confirmation of that now the biggest boxing match in the world is between two people who aren't even boxers, and it's like this big entertainment spectacle, and it's
the road to Woketopia is paved with stories and events like this, Scotty boy.
It's bizarre. We are in bizarro world, so
we are. It's clown world, but never mind. I'm sure they'll enjoy their probably near to 100 million each that they make on the back of this. Dang, dude. Dang, dude. If only we could get a couple of those zeros, Scotty boy. But listen, we've got more news to get into here, right? We've got other stuff to get into. And we've got the stickers now in the chat room, which I was talking about yesterday. We've seen a couple of people using them today. They're pretty cool. Pretty new thing. But folks, I want to give all of you out there in the chat room a very, very important warning. Your YouTube channel could be at risk. Yes, we're here today talking about two of the world's biggest YouTubers. Myself and Scott are two of the world's strangest YouTubers. But now we're talking about you and your YouTube channel. And it could be me and my YouTube channel right now that gets you banned. And when I say I could get you banned, you might wake up tomorrow morning, you can't even get into your Gmail address because of me. Or specifically more because of the chat. Take a listen to this. And this is Jeremy the Quartering, one of my top 3 YouTubers out there who I always follow. This is shocking.
And then we had this problem with hundreds, maybe thousands of users, members, who are the few people that go above and beyond and decide to support creators from Markiplier, and I can only assume other channels.
Remember Markiplier, Scott? The one Joe showed us? This is a huge channel. Myself and Scott will discuss it on the other side. But members in particular, pay attention to this, okay? I was shocked when I heard it, but check this out.
Getting banned, not just banned, but their entire Google accounts deleted, which meant if they had YouTube channels, they lost all their videos. They have to go to work on Monday. They can't get into their Gmail account. And on top of that, reviews that are looked at closely, everybody's appeals are getting denied. Why? For spamming an emote that is members only.
Appeal rejected. German, appeal rejected.
Yeah, so
appeal
folks...
rejected.
Oh, wait a minute.
Appeal...
Folks, yeah. See, like, the cone and AOC and all of our private member emojis? That's what we're talking about here. Spamming the emojis. Check out. You'll show you what happened.
Rejected. Suspension, appeal rejected. Rejected, rejected, rejected. This is just the information I've been able to get from people. My mods, heroes. They've been collecting all this data, but rejected, 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 rejected. And it's not just people's YouTube accounts. And that's bad enough because people are losing their videos that they've made. They're losing all their history and their watching. They're losing their memberships that they have paid money for. People who have been a member of my channel for over a year are losing their accounts. And it's not just the YouTube account. It's the entire Google account. Their entire Google account is disabled. Google account disabled. Google account disabled. Google account disabled. It's so unbelievably frustrating. Yeah, this is an example of what got someone banned.
That's what they done. Now, the same as we've got the Sasquatch and the gay frog and Elon Musk. What Markiplier done, and he's going to explain it anyway, but he was basically taking a vote. And he told his members, use one of the red emojis for one and use one of the green ones for another. And the algorithm picked this up as some form of spam. But not only that, they terminated their whole Google accounts. And the appeals process ain't working.
Right here. That's how many emotes they used. And they got banned. This is what I asked. People were voting with red or green to pick a direction and banned this. This is what got people banned. This is what YouTube is protecting us from. And then once we started noticing, we started putting out PSAs. Do not spam to vote. Your account may be suspended. We didn't catch on to this until I didn't catch on to this until like an hour and a half into the live stream. That's way too long for this problem to keep going on. I have no idea how many people's accounts got suspended. This is heartbreaking. Someone got an appeal. They were unsuspended and then immediately resuspended 30 minutes later. For what reason? That means there are people looking at this and they are manually going at it and they're like, oh yeah, this is not a problem. And then someone else swoops in and is like, oh wait, no, that was a problem. Let's cancel this all again. It would be bad enough if this was all an automated system working, but the appeals system is run through by people. And what gets me even more upset is that YouTube on Twitter, people are reaching out to YouTube and they are asking, Why are my accounts banned? I am trying to appeal, and their only response is appeals are very carefully reviewed. If your appeal is rejected, there's nothing more that we can do.
Shocking.
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane. Mannerous in the chat room, insane. And Nana, 5 is the maximum I would use after watching what he showed us there. That repeated use is whatever. It does something to the algorithm where it obviously thinks you're some kind of bot account. It must think you're trying to spam some kind of... I don't know, Scott. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to think why this may be occurring, but there's no explanation or there's no justification for the review to say, well, hang on, no. I mean, you overposted an emoji. I know the terms of service are a bit vague and a bit draconian even at times and a bit tyrannical, but I don't see anywhere where you can lose your account for overuse of the emoji. And I love you, YouTube. You know I do, but sometimes, you know, things are wrong. You've got to be called out for it. And this is wrong, Scott.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. And like I said, I don't know. You got to wonder, I mean, is this just an example of the algorithm, like you said, thinking that it's a bot that's like spamming, you know, something over and over again?
Because remember in the code, it's not the emoji on the back end. Like I'll put in AOC or I'll put in gay frog, and there's also like little symbols that go either side of it. You sometimes see it coming up on the other chat that we used to have on the screen. So it's a big chunk of repeated text. So I'm thinking maybe, Scott, because it's repetitive text, maybe that's triggering the algorithm because it's repeating it, like it is spamming something.
Maybe. But then with the appeals process, somebody should just be able to use some common sense and look at it and go, oh, it's just our members that are, you know, posting the emojis. And I mean, that is ridiculous because the members, like Markiplier said, I mean, these are people that are paying.
He's huge. Yeah, and he's huge.
Yeah, you know, these are people who are paying for that access, you know, to use the emojis, and
that's why I think Google will sort it quick, because Google are cutting their own revenue stream as well, because it's not just the content creator who benefits from the memberships. Google don't do it for nothing, and I'm not criticizing it. It's their platform. But I think when they realize that that they're like suspending people who are literally paying money to them, that might make them act a bit quicker on this one, I think. I hope. Get it sorted, or I'll need to have a word with a handler, Scott.
Yeah, so for now, to the members out there, if you're going to use an emoji, I wouldn't go any more than 5.
Yeah, because I've been using 5. 5's.
And if I don't think it would be an issue if you were to, I don't want to say spam, but if you were to post more than one, like, every once in a while. I think it's if you repeatedly like post with a bunch of emojis, that might become an issue. But
like that,
just keep it to around 5.
I just don't like the idea of any of our members, you know, falling foul of this, Scott. That's why when I seen it today, I'm like, I need to show people this. It's really kind of critical that people see that, you know.
And I know there are people out there who are like, oh, well, you know, I don't like emojis anyways. They're annoying. Well, you know, the members, they paid to use the emojis, you know, so they pay for that service. They have the right to use the emojis. That's why we put them there.
And the new emoji is going to be Mothman. Yes,
it is.
Indeed.
Mothman.
Hope the Mothman doesn't trigger it. No. So listen, we're talking about the kind of upside down world, Bizarro land today. We took a little bit of a brief pause there to put out a public service announcement. But let's get back to the weirdness, Scott. Right? Kanye West, what do you make of him, dude? What's happening with Kanye? Is he going through like some awakening? Is he like just talking out of his behind? What's going on with old Kanye, man?
I don't know.
I mean, he's number one. He's number one of the rap charts with his new gospel album. Oh, not knocking that. But at the same time, big man, at the same time, we've got this going on as well. Kanye West Well, no, it's Christian genius billionaire Kanye West to you. Yes, indeed, he's going to be changing his name. From the man who asked Mark Zuckerberg for $1 billion in 2016, whilst simultaneously claiming he was $53 million in debt, Kanye West is now claiming he'll change his name to Christian genius billionaire Kanye West. Not a joke. Mr. West made a surprise appearance at the 2019 Fast Company Innovation Festival with his collaborator and Yeezy lead designer, Stephen Smith. Now, Ryan Gable, I don't know if he's still out there. He is. He's just done a show on him. Yeah, I knew he was going to be talking about this in the chat room. He's just done a show on Kanye, so I'm looking forward to hearing that. But it says the appearance was in part to announce Yeezy would be moving the company operations to Cody, Wyoming, the beautiful state in which Kanye spent a good chunk of 2018 mass-producing some of the year's finest hip-hop releases, including and not limited to his studio album, Yay. So Kanye West says he'll be changing his name to Christian genius billionaire Kanye West. Look, could be worse. So it says, during the presentation, Kanye revealed the latest Yeezy sneaker design, made in part from algae as part of the company's move towards sustainability, Scott. Because it's all in the name of sustainability, right? That's what God wants. So he also made a quip that caught senior writer and moderator Mark Wilson's attention when discussing the public's seemingly dislike to Kanye to calling himself a billionaire. I might legally change... Well, see, now it's totally changed. So he was responding to a question about people hating him for being a billionaire, and he's answered, well, I might legally change my name to Christian genius billionaire Kanye West for a year. So in other words, no, he's not changing his name. He was responding to a daft question, Scott. But bigger picture, is he going through an awakening, or is he just at it?
I don't know.
Is he Christian shilling to pay the bills?
Maybe. It's tough. Kanye's always been like this weird dude, right? Like it's hard to know what's going on in his mind.
Even Kanye doesn't know what's going on in Kanye's mind.
Yeah, see? And so, I mean, and he's admitted himself that he's got like issues, you know what I mean? That I think he said he's got like ADHD and kind of different sort of problems he's got to deal with. So I think a lot of these are kind of like he goes through these phases, these crazy swings where he kind of goes all out one way and then he'll switch up and do something completely different. His behavior is erratic, you know. And so, you know, he's going through this phase now where I guess he's a born again Christian, and you know, he's put out this gospel album, and I don't know. I can never put my finger down on what's going on with Kanye.
He's like Orange Man's biggest worshiping disciple. He's like the biggest MAGA guy in the world. What's that all about as well? I mean, don't get me wrong. Listen, dude, see if the guy's going through an awakening. We've all been there, right? And I wouldn't knock him if he is, okay? I would love to know somebody of that fame, that influence was coming to our ranks, so to speak. But again, I don't know. It just seems so weird. But when you think we're living in idiocracy, it's just another day, isn't it?
Exactly. And I will give him this. I mean, he definitely does go against the grain of what's going on as far as in the entertainment industry, right? You know, in the music industry, and Is it all a show? Is it all a facade? Who knows? But I remember, what was it? He went on Saturday Night Live, and they told him like he couldn't wear the MAGA hat, and there was all the controversy around that. And he's definitely outspoken, and if it rubs people the wrong way, he really don't care. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I really don't. I can't just say, oh, he's one of us now.
No. Jonesy's on the Kanye train, man. I can't figure out if Jonesy's on the Kanye train or Kanye's on the Jonesy train. It's like a circle jerk. It's like a train just goes round the circle, maybe.
Wouldn't it be interesting if Kanye went on Alex's show?
Seemingly he's got a lyric or something that says you getting it Alex Jones style. So Jonesy, Jonesy's loving it, isn't he? When you get Alex Jones style, you got a deeper knowledge.
Hey, if I was Jones and Kanye dropped my name in a...
Same here, dude. Same here. Don't get me wrong. I'd be there, man.
Yeah, if my name was dropped in a Yeezy track, I'd be like, oh, okay. All right.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Well, no probs. Scanner darkly, bit of Yeezy, No probs, man. No probs. But weird news now, right? Weird news now. And Scott, you're somebody that I know is usually quite clued up when it comes to, like, see the aircraft investigation stuff and things like that, right? You're pretty much clued up on that. Now, I want folks, you couldn't make this up, and only in Woketopia. And I couldn't be more spot on by saying that, okay? You're going to get it in a minute. But when I show you this, boom, picture of a single-seat airplane after it crashes, Scott. Any idea what might have caused it to crash? Just off the top of your head, any kind of, what would be the common kind of cause of something like this?
So what, just by going off the picture? We don't have any explanation?
Totally. Just, Scott, I need you just to give me your raw, you've just turned up on the crime scene, dude. What typically would have caused this picture?
Okay. I'm immediately looking at the weather. Everything looks fine. So I'm going to rule weather out of the situation. I am going to just, with my initial look, some kind of a mechanical failure.
Okay.
Maybe the either mechanical failure or the plane hit a bird or something like that.
Okay. What if I was to tell you it had been the victim of a gender reveal party? Yes, indeed, folks.
Whoa!
Yes.
Holy crap! What is this? Another one of these explosions?
Only in Woketopia. And yet another case of a gender reveal gone horribly wrong. An airplane crashed mid-reveal after the pilot dumped about 350 gallons of pink water out of the aircraft, which stalled the engine and it hit the ground.
Oh, so he dumped the water, the plane climbed rapidly, and then he stalled.
The pilot and the passenger were flying in a one-seat aircraft during the September the 7th incident in Turkey, Texas. And he is a turkey. The aviation accident report was released on November the 7th. According to the NTSB report, the airplane, which was flying at a low altitude, quote, got too slow after discharging the pink water and aerodynamically stalled, impacted the terrain, and came to rest inverted. There was, quote, substantial damage. You think? Substantial damage. And you can see some of the pink offending mist, I think, on here. Now it's all starting to make sense. So, yes, it says the passengers sustained minor injuries. The plane was owned and operated by Hearn Spraying Service, a crop dusting business based in Plainview, Texas, and BuzzFeed News has reached out to the company for comment. The pilot reported that there were no pre-accident mechanical failures or malfunctions with the airplane that would have precluded normal operation. The accident report said, and in a September the 17th phone call, the pilot told an inspector with the Federal Aviation Administration that he was conducting a gender reveal flight for a friend, according to documents in the accident report, intended to be a celebration for parents having a baby, as opposed to having a bloody llama. Maybe some babies identify as llamas now, Kev. Don't jump the gun there. Some gender reveals have led to disastrous outcomes, including igniting a massive wildfire and causing one woman's death. Hugely popular on social media, these celebrations have become criticised for reinforcing antiquated gender stereotypes, because we couldn't be having that, Scott. You know, we couldn't have biology in the womb determining pink or blue for a child, right? It done me so much damage. Look at us. We're the victims of such stereotyping, Scott. Stupid, nonsense, crap. And now it's killing people. It's literally killing people. Look. Family accident. Let's see this here.
Yes, I know. I've read about this one. I know, man, this one was particularly messed up. So they built this explosive contraption that was going to supposedly blow blue chalk or blue powder into the air, right? To reveal that the baby was going to be a boy. And what they had was they had inadvertently created a pipe bomb.
Oh. Only in Woketopia.
And when it went off, it killed, I believe, the grandmother is who it was. From the article I reported, they said that the piece of metal that flew off from the explosive was found 400 feet away in a field. Now, if you can imagine what that did when that hit grandma in the head, that was not
pink mist.
That was not a pretty sight. I think these gender reveal things are so ridiculous.
Oh, it's weird. Yeah, big time. But so you could go the other way though, or you have the people who bring babies into the world and don't even tell the grandparents for 18 months what their grandchild is. That, for me, is even more damaging and weird, Scott.
You know what the gender reveal used to be? Congratulations, Mrs. Jones, it's a boy.
I was going to say, the birth. Exactly, dude.
The birth.
Now, don't get me wrong, myself and Anne, we cheated. I was quite keen to know early on. We cheated, you know. We didn't want to be in that kind of catch-20, that kind of, what do you buy, pink or blue? And I know people out there, you can't buy pink or blue, that's stereotyping. I don't give a shit. It's okay. He turned out all right. Nobody got hurt. Everything's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to go through that article, you can see
I will do. I will do, dude.
It goes into.
I say, family accidentally made a deadly improvised device. A gender reveal announcement. So it says, a grandmother was killed on Saturday at a gender reveal event in rural Iowa when the family inadvertently, you know, just as you do, just totally by mistake, randomly, bada bing, bada boom, pipe bomb in the room that exploded. And Pamela Cramier, 56, was killed instantly when she was struck by a piece of metal flying through the air at a home in Knoxville, southeast of Des Moines, and that was around 4 p.m. Quote, this family got together for what they thought was going to be a happy event with no intent for anyone to get hurt, said Marion County Sheriff Jason Sandholt in a statement provided to BuzzFeed News. What ended up happening was that Pamela Kramer, a wife, mother, and grandmother, was killed by a piece of metal where a metal stand, gunpowder, and coloured powder were involved. Tragic, dude. Tragic. Yeah, so 5 others, including the unnamed expectant mother, had gathered at the home to experiment with different types of explosives with a goal to film in the gender reveal announcement that could be posted on social media. All to get the dopamine. All to get the likes, Scotty boy. Must get it onto social media, you know? Crazy, dude. Authorities said gunpowder was placed inside a stand that was made with a metal base plate. Yeah, it's looking good so far for it. Really, maybe an accident, I get that. They didn't mean to. But it was a no-brainer what they were kind of doing when you look at this logically, Scott, right? Gunpowder in a pipe, metal plate, which had a hole drilled in the side for a fuse. Piece of wood was placed over the gunpowder. And coloured powder placed on top of the wood. What result did they really honestly think they were going to have here, Scotty boy?
What I think they were trying to do was make like a mortar tube where it fired everything out of the top of the tube. You know what I mean? But if you keep reading this, what happens?
As opposed to a shrapnel bomb that exploded.
Exactly.
So it says tape was then wrapped over the top of the metal tubing, inadvertently. Yep, there's the problem. Inadvertently creating a pipe bomb. The sheriff's office said in a statement, instead of gunpowder shooting the powder out the top of the stand exploded, sending metal pieces flying. Wow. Such a shame. But who would have thought it from a gender reveal party that went seriously wrong and ignited a massive wildfire in Arizona? Damn. Surely, right? Please tell me that's not the actual fire. I'm hoping that's a stock photograph.
I don't know. It might be a picture of it. Who knows?
Via YouTube. It could actually be the one. So it says April 23rd, 2017 was supposed to be one of the most exciting moments of Dennis Dickey's life. The day he and his wife would find out if they were having a girl, well, a boy or a girl, but things went horribly, horribly wrong. On Friday, the 37-year-old Border Patrol agent pleaded guilty to accidentally starting a massive wildfire that torched 47,000 acres. Damn, dude. That's not dang, dude. That's damn, dude. Of Arizona's parched grasslands, forcing residents from their homes, requiring 800 firefighters to extinguish the blaze, and ultimately costing a rip-roaring $8 million. He ignited the blaze the moment he found out the gender of his baby. Damn, it was a dry, windy spring day, and Dickey had planned an exciting gender reveal party in the Coronado National Forest near Green Valley, Arizona. For the big moment, the father-to-be filled a target with gunpowder that would burst either pink or blue. He had also added tannerite, a highly explosive but perfectly legal substance, officials said. And when he fired his rifle, the blast sent sparks into the state's dry bush and started the sawmill fire. Wow, dude.
That's a very expensive deal.
I don't know. There's something when I read stories about like the fathers getting so actively participating in like gender reveals, I think the child may be off to a like bad start, because I think it's getting like soy infested genes. There's something very soy about the dad like preparing the gender reveal party. I can get Maz and women getting all clucky and things about that kind of thing, but the guy, very soy.
This is just another example of like things getting taken too far over just something that's kind of mundane, right? Like I said, whatever happened to congratulations, Miss Jones? It's a boy. It's a girl. You know, give the kid a little slap on the butt, wah, wah, you know, and or just get your ultrasound and find out that way. We don't need to be building explosive devices and crashing airplanes and, dislodging grandma's head. And I mean,
all for that pink or blue moment. But again, though, Scott, it's got to be better than a they be, where you don't tell anyone what your baby is, because you wouldn't want these traditional historical stereotypes to play any dirty, wrong influence on your child when it's growing up, you know. I mean, you're not going to psychologically damage your child having grandma and grandpa and everyone else looking at it going, I don't know, you know. Some ways you look at it, looks like a girl. I don't know, no, it looks like a boy. No, that's not damaging much.
Do you think maybe this is kind of like overcompensation because of that sort of mindset where they're like, we're going to go all out and
we're going to celebrate biology. As soon as those cells are telling us what that kid's got, yes. If it's testes or not, we're having a party.
Yeah, if it's a boy, we're going to just set off all the explosives. All the blue ammunition is going off.
They're militant reproducers, dude.
And if it's a girl, we're going to just blow pink all over the place. We're going to crash a plane just to prove it. I don't know. It's very weird. Very weird phenomenon that we're seeing that these gender reveal things are going horribly wrong like this. It's
militant heterosexuals. This is the fight back against people who say we shouldn't be having babies and things.
Gay!
See? He knows the score as well, man. You knew I'd sneak that one in somewhere, Scott. Come on, you knew it. Look, I'm looking.
Talking to me.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I never thought I'd see the day there was gender reveal parties, but now they're literally, there's people dying at them, Scott. What the hell, dude?
I mean, I literally just sort of started hearing about this phenomenon of gender reveal parties not too long ago, and then it just went from that to them going horribly wrong, like extremely quick. So I'm like, whoa, what's happening here?
It's not right, huh?
Yeah. Ooh, I actually posted that article on my Facebook.
What one's that?
The one about McDonald's serving 3 bags of weed in a guy's iced tea.
Why doesn't that ever happen to me?
I know, that's what I'm saying. And I was like, maybe McDonald's is going for the jugular on Popeyes because of the new Popeyes chicken sandwich. So they said, okay, you want to put out a really good chicken sandwich? We'll just throw a little bit of weed in our customers' bag.
I've always told you, like, the French are pretty weird. They like eat snails and frogs' legs and things like that, dude. And don't get me wrong, the women and the accent, sexy as hell. I get that. The toxic Kev loves that part of it. There's something about the cheese-feeding surrender monkeys that Kev Boy doesn't like, you know? And again, it's nothing to do with the fact that they've got a president that has been held captive by his grandmother, stroke teacher, stroke wife for the past 20 years. It's nothing to do with that. But check this headline out, dude. There's something really weird going on over in France, and I'm telling you, it's like our little stories paved the way to the road towards Woketopia. There's little nuggets that come out of France that back my case up all the time. Check this out. A French official drugged women to watch them urinate. Only in France, dude. Only in France. I'm looking for a dumb criminal, and this is what I had to come up with. This one caught my eye. Again, it's not that I don't like the French. It's just that there's something weird about them. Let's face it.
This definitely sounds like something that would come out of France. Just saying.
It is, isn't it? What we'll probably find
there's
is
something uniquely.
You know what will make it uniquely French? When the women involved refused to press charges. That's what would make it uniquely French, when they enjoyed it. Let's see. A senior official in the French Ministry of Culture has been charged with drugging women with diuretics in order to watch them urinate. Traffic cones was one thing, Scott, but what? French judicial sources said the man, well, you know, for 1 minute there, I thought maybe we had assigned the wrong gender. How weird would it have been if it had been a woman doing that? That'd have made it 10 times weirder, right? Was accused of sexual assault and drug offences involving more than 200 women? Damn, this guy's got a problem. A big problem. The offences are said to have happened when the women attended job interviews at the ministry. So he's like giving them glasses of water and they're sitting there, I need to run to the toilet. Oui, madame, we just go to my private suite in there. And the guy's got it pimped out with like cameras here. There, he's probably got a toilet seat cam. What a deviant, dude.
Wow. It says he's also accused of taking pictures of them under the desk.
Me too.
Do you need to use the restroom?
What do you think gave him away, Scott? The cameras on the toes of his shoes. Do you think that's what gave him away? What a character, man. Inspector Clouseau. Yes, indeed. The French, what a crazy shower. It says the French newspaper, Libération, quoted 5 women in French. Oh, please. How condescending and stupid is that? Well, obviously they quoted them in French. A, they're French, and B, it's a fucking French newspaper. It would look really weird if they had quoted French people in France in English, wouldn't it? Well, why would they do that? It's not like they're going to fucking get people to speak Mexican to them, is it?
Yeah, so the 5 French women were quoted, in Portuguese.
Yes, they were fluent in Swahili, and to protect their identity.
Swahili?
Yeah, to kind of protect their identity, they spoke in Aboriginal tongues, Scott. Bloody ridiculous. So it says when they became overcome with the desire to urinate, me need to pee, Mr. Scott. The man took them to the embankment of the rivers. He took them to a river? Did they not? At what point when they left the building, did they not say, have you not got a toilet where you're interviewing me? You need to take me down to a creepy river bank? What? There's something going on here, Scott, right? You're in the middle of a job interview, right? Come on, think about this, folks. You're in the middle of a job interview. You're overwhelmed by a creepy sensation that's making you have an urge to pee. There's this creepy dude sitting there. You can't see what his hands are doing under the table. Would you like to come with me? No, I need to go to the toilet, mate. The toilet is broken. I need to take you down to the CN and brown chicken, brown cow. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's pee in the room.
Yes. Come with me. I'll take you on the bridge. I'll shield you with my coat.
Yes. I just warmed my hands up first. Creepy French bastard. So it says here, I urinated on the floor, almost at his feet. I was humiliated and ashamed. Little did you know you should have been proud of yourself. You just made his bloody day. Do you know what I mean? One of the women said she was admitted to hospital with a urinary tract infection following the encounter. Deviant. Liberation said the official kept a log of the incidents on an Excel spreadsheet. Dumbest criminal. Oh, there's another one I've just sexually assaulted. What will I do now? I'll leave a written record of it on my spreadsheet. That's what I'll do.
Very uniquely French. I must log this one on the Excel, the Microsoft Office, and log this one in.
Who knew that Macron was into this kind of thing? So it says the case came to light when a woman caught the official photographing her legs under the desk and reported him to his superiors. The ministry reported him to the police, who found details of it. I shouldn't be laughing because of the nature of the thing, but it's typically French, isn't it? It's just weirdly French.
That's That's what makes it so, because they're always involved in weird, deviant stuff like this.
The French culture minister, Frank Reister, told Europe One Radio that he was, quote, floored by the, quote, crazy case of a pervert. Said like only a Frenchman would. It's just a crazy case of the perverse. It's okay, everyone. Back to work. The culture ministry.
I am not doing nothing. Just a quick snap a photo.
Oh, that's pretty poor, man. 200. That's the ones that we know about. This guy's been a serial pervert. Like,
wow.
Like bad, dude. Bad. So yeah, indeed. I'm trying to see. We might have time for one more story before we go. There's always good stories to be had on the website that Scotty brought a while ago. No, it's another one there. Let's see. Yeah, I quite like the sound of this. There's certain, I'm not a big proponent of climate change, but then there's certain schemes that come along, Scott. And here's one of them. This startup is fighting climate change by turning carbon dioxide into vodka. It's got to be Russians, right? The Russians done it. Oh, look at these ads. Come on. What's that all about? Vodka is not typically afforded the same cachet as more highbrow spirits like bourbon or cognac. It is likelier to drum up images of fraternity parties and hangovers. Now a new startup called Airco is looking to elevate the beverage via its new sustainable distillery in Brooklyn. See how everything's sustainable now, folks? Remember a few years ago we spoke about that, Scott? Remember all that? Everything would become sustainable under Agenda 2030 and all that.
Yes, the discussions from years ago when it was at that time known as Agenda 21.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It should be here by now, almost. Go figure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And how everything was going to be under this sustainable.
That was before we knew about the smart cities. Remember, before we really got into the smart technology, everything would be sustainable. Yeah.
Yep.
So it says they aren't even producing your typical vodka. Instead of using fermentation, the company's patented technology converts carbon dioxide emissions into beverage-grade ethanol. No thank you. So really, technically, Scott, they're not actually making vodka at all. Because if you're to make vodka, you have to pretty much go through the same process that vodka's always gone through to be made. You can't just go swapping out the ingredients and just calling it vodka. That's not going to work.
Exactly. It's like how I informed you that true tequila is actually made from a particular type of cactus from a certain area of Mexico, for it to be considered true tequila. And, I would assume if something was to be considered vodka, that you would have to at least make it out of potatoes, right? Because that's what vodka's.
You try giving this to a Russian, and you better be able to fight better than Logan Paul or KSI, because they're going to want to fight you. Because you're going to tell them this is their national drink, and they're going to tell you to shove up your ass. That's exactly what's happening if I give any of this to my Russian handlers. So it says, rather than going to the commodity market with the ethanol that we're creating, we looked at the value proposition from the price point of where high purity ethanol is highest, explains CEO Gregory Constantine, who co-founded the company alongside CTO Stafford Sheehan. And it just so happens that man-made vodka is where the premium is. So today, Air Company came out of stealth after 2 years of research and development to announce their first consumer product. And because of the production process, the company claims that the vodka is among the purest available. It's a novel idea, don't get me wrong, but do you reckon AOC? Do you reckon AOC is going to make this part of her green plan? We'll just all drink vodka to save the planet, even if it's not real vodka. We'll drink like fake vodka to save the planet. I'm up for it. You up for it, Scott? We'll do it for a couple of people. I'm all right.
To save the planet, Kev, I'm willing to
take a couple
sacrifice.
of hours off the wood chipper and do our part for the planet.
Yeah. This is the kind of sustainable operation that maybe I might get behind this.
No, and Greta should be on the face of that. Greta's vodka.
The only thing that does annoy me about this, though, well, it is kind of a novel idea. It is kind of cool that they, I guess, managed to find a way to put it to a little more use than
any excuse to make vodka. Look at the face on this guy here. Look at him. He looks like he loves his vodka. Look at that face, dude. Look at that. Oh, come on. What the hell's this thing with it? Do you know what? Website, there you go. We'll just take his face at small value, right? There he is. Look, vodka happy.
But, to call it vodka, I wouldn't call it. They should have just came up with a kind of unique name for their own.
Greta's, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you? How dare you steal my childhood with fake vodka?
They should have just called it like Greta Spirits or something like that.
Could have done, dude. Could have done.
And then had like kind of like a creepy like etched.
I see her and Leonardo DiCaprio made a bit of a really queer kind of couple the other day. The two of them hit it off, Two of the main faces of the cult of climate, Scotty. Yes, indeed. She's a strange one. And again, I don't like to really go after Greta. She's a child, come on, but I don't know, there's something weird going on there, dude.
Yeah.
One last one before we go.
Sure, let's go for it. I'm liking the title of
You
this.
liking my quick smorgasbord of stories we've gone through here? Indeed. I like the title of this as well. North Carolina town swears its new water tower is not a giant bong. So what's all the fuss about, Scott? What is it that has got the internet thinking, that's a giant bong? Yeah, I can see why people think that's a giant bong. So it says here, now, this gets even better. Because you know how, like, back in the day, Scott, they called it, like, the devil's lettuce and things like that. Right? Remember? Mm-hmm. Right? Get this. If you happen to drive past Kill Devil Hills in North Carolina sometime in the past couple of weeks, you probably spotted a massive $8.2 million bong being erected. Just kidding. It's not actually a bong. It's a new water tower on the Outer Bank town's swelling population of, get out of here, 6,600 residents in a place called Kill Devil Hills. Is this like some kind of is this got to be satire, right? I don't think it is. Not. Probably isn't, no. I don't know why that's there right enough, but that's a blunt, right? So have we got other photos? Absolutely nothing related to the tower itself, but that's okay. No, we've got bongs in here. Oh, we've got a selection of I can't show that. It's terrible. Yeah, so it does look like what it says on the tin. No wonder people thought it looks like a bong.
Who's going to be the hero that we all deserve and actually goes up there and
that's just choking. That's choking to be photoshopped into Snoop Dogg's hand or something. You know it, dude. Trump getting Trump's hand with a big bowl on the top of it, man.
You need like a group of people to scale the top of it, and just like all collectively like put their mouth around the top, and then like have another group of people like lighting a giant bonfire down below, and just
we could work with that. Definite. Definite, dude. But Scotty boy, we have exceeded our time limit for today. Yes, indeed. So yeah, I'm sure not too many people will be staying up in the UK if you're watching this right now to watch the KSI Logan Paul fight. But I tell you what, Scotty, it gave us a couple of things to laugh about for the start of the stream. And who knew? Who knew that two YouTubers would be involved in this massive event? I just wish it was me and you and we could get our like celebrity fights on. I think we could have a laugh with that. Or even if we could get like Boris Johnson versus Donald Trump. Or even better with elections coming up, dude. Have it like a World Series kind of thing. Like a knockout tournament. Blood sport style.
Yeah, okay.
You see where I'm coming now, man?
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh no, I lost it.
See, now you feel the pressure I felt whenever you were like,
no, there's too many on this board, man.
See.
Hang on.
Headshot.
There you go, Scotty. There you go. Come on, I got it in the end, man.
Yeah, yeah, you close enough.
Almost, but yeah.
Almost.
It could be funny though. It could be funny when you think about some of the matchups you could have. I mean, imagine like getting Nancy Pelosi in a ring with anyone. Come on, dude. You know, we could get her in with Theresa May as like an international grudge match. Oh, imagine it. Oh, dearie me.
Oh.
Yep. We could have AOC up against Tulsi Gabbard. That'd be a good fight. I'd be like pretty cool. I think Tulsi would waste her, dude. Was she not in the military?
I was going to say her military experience would probably.
She's going to absolutely waste her, but it's okay because I'll white knight it and ride in there and rescue AOC from the inverted pentagram that we're going to have these grudge matches in. It's all right. We've got it sussed. Big time. Big time, dude. Yes. So, folks, I think that's about us until tomorrow. I'll be back in the evening time in the UK for a little impromptu members-only chat stream tomorrow. Don't know what time yet because Anne's off tomorrow, so I need to see what's happening there first. But we'll be back tomorrow night, Scotty boy, yes? Will we get back to our paranormal woo tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll see what I can dig up.
I think we should, yes. It's been a while since we've had a creepy night. We need something on a par with the shadow, dude. I think so.
And we'll also have to check in with Rudolph tomorrow, I think.
Rudolph the tall white alien? I think it's always good to check in with Rudolph. Will we check in with Rudolph quickly before we go?
Yeah, because last time we checked in with him, he was dropping a fire hip-hop track, wasn't he?
Yeah, you can call it that. Hang on then. Let's find Rudolph.
He was dropping that fire mixtape.
Rudolph. The tall white. Funnily enough, he's the only guy that comes up when you actually type that in. There he is. Rudolph the tall white.
Anything new? Do we have any updates from...
Oh, he's exhibiting some supernatural strength. Shall we?
Yeah. Hey, is that Rudolph without his glasses?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought, but didn't he wasn't it like a thing that the sunlight here hurt his eyes or something? Because he's not human. Did he forget?
Oh, he's also into the paranormal.
Big time, yes.
Okay.
Oh, there he is back again, though. The shocking truth about dying. Magic can kill you. A warning to the holders of our pyramid paper. Is he like a sovereign alien? Is he like an alien down here to goes full sovereign citizen on us?
Greetings, my human friends.
Greetings to you as well, Ambassador. It's really nice to have you here on Earth. What's happening, Rudolph?
This is Rudolph of Germany, the tall white alien again.
How can you both be alien and German? I get the Germans are a little different, but I wouldn't go as far as saying they're aliens, Scott. Do you know what I mean? So what? Is he like a hybrid German alien?
He may be a dual citizen.
You think so?
Yeah, he must. He's an alien, but he also resides in Germany. So
Merkel let him in. Hey, she lets everyone else in. Why not aliens?
And due to popular demand, I'm revisiting, now the second time, the crash site of the UFO from 1814.
Whoa, what have we stumbled into here, Scott?
That's Rudolph. Rudolph is the tall white alien.
He's like an intergalactic crash investigator.
So no, he's at the site of a UFO crash. That is
UFO.
In 1814.
He needs to start going looking for creepy French people that are really, really doing shady things with women at interviews. That's what you want to be doing, Rudolph. Do the world a favour and go after those creepy French.
Well, it's more than 200 years, actually. So I made it all the way here again. And, oh, by the way, this is an interesting part.
I actually enjoy watching Rudolph, though. All joking aside, I don't think for 1 minute he's a tall white alien. But I tell you what, there's something quite entertaining about it, Scott.
That's what I was saying yesterday. Like I've developed this kind of, there's something about Rudolph that has kind of rubbed off on me, and I'm like, now there's like a curiosity where it's like we got to check in on Rudolph every once in a while, see what he's up to.
Well, it sounds like a name. That sounds like the name of a really good Christmas carol. There's something about Rudolph, and it isn't his nose.
Let's give him this. He is definitely unique, and he's doing something that no one else is doing.
He's got this corner of YouTube absolutely sewing up, my friend, sewing up.
Which I have shown you yesterday, and this is for most of the debris.
Imagine you were out walking your dog or something, man, and you came across him in the woods.
Has been deposited. My goodness. What a strange place. It looks almost like a burial ground. I don't know if you can see it.
Or definitely something there back in the day. That's no natural rock formation. I'll give you that, Rudolph.
All these immense pieces of rock.
Rock!
Being in a matter of
immense pieces of rock.
He's definitely got that German, that intimidating German sort of.
Dude, he probably comes from like Camden Town in London. All right, geezer, how's it going, Gav? It's all an act. Everyone knows it's all an act. Everything's fake on YouTube, Scott. Come on, you know that.
Well, minutes being put on top of the debris of the UFO which crashed. I told you about this yesterday. So I'm here at the crash site again. Here it is. This is an open field. Partly there are already trees. There have been trees growing.
You said the crash was like 200 years ago. Of course there might be trees growing there now. That's a long time ago, Scott.
Prepare to be astonished.
Exactly.
Ha! Gay!
And they are by now, very tall. 200 years. 200 years is a long time for humans.
Not for Rudolph. Please say it. Please say it. Please.
Not so much.
Oh.
So here I am in the human form of Carl, who has to endure all this.
Hang on, wait a minute. He's here in the human form of Carl. So who the fuck's Rudolph? Don't say Santa's reindeer. I get it. Now I'm confused, dude. Now I'm really confused. Is he like identifying as like two different humans?
With me. And you can see the strange trees. I don't know. I'm not a botanical person.
Great googly moogly.
I don't know. I've got no idea. To me, I'm not seeing any evidence of no alien crash site yet.
So you can see what's going on.
Can you imagine you just like blinked out of like existence there, or just a camera left?
You see him put the camera down and you just go.
The Rudolph the Alien Project.
And then all you hear is like Rudolph's voice kind of echoing. He's like, "Who is the one laughing now?" You know?
Poor Kit in the chat room's about ready to piss themselves. Just make sure there isn't any French person hanging about in your toilet. Maybe they've spiked your drink, some French weirdo.
There is this piece. Let me see.
It'd be funny if he made like, remember he had like that machine that makes the noises and he does the mad language. If he'd just put that on and then just ran out of camera shot and said, "I've disappeared."
Yes, there it is. Here I am. I'm trying to show you.
Oh no! Look what it is. He's discovered an octagonal traffic cone. He's found an alien traffic cone. Look at that. Look at the conical structure on that, Scott. See?
I'm trying.
The length of light. Is he human? He's a strange-looking bugger, isn't he?
He looks like he's getting into position, like he's taking the stance. He's ready to blip out of existence.
Either that
he's
dude or he's about to turn full Sasquatch. The clothes are just going to fly off.
To show you this thing from all sides.
Folks, this could be the last moment. This could be your last chance to tune out of this, because I've got a funny feeling he might do something to this cone that none of us can unsee again. I'm just saying.
I have a feeling.
Oh, hang on. Here we go.
I have a feeling.
Maybe I can move it for you. I will try my best.
We're about to witness his supernatural strength, Kev.
Oh, here we go.
Go.
Okay, so I'm not impressed with his like super alien strength so far, Scott. Oh, I'm not really taken by this. Not yet.
Sorry, but I cannot move it even 1 inch. It is of some strange metal, obviously not from planet Earth.
Wait, Kev, he might not be done yet. He might decide that he's going to move it with.
He is, isn't he? He's gonna
Tella.
like. He's gonna call up something or do something, isn't he? Because he's Rudolph and he is gonna display it.
For me to move it at all, I have to switch over to the power or the strength of the tall white aliens, and
yes, the power.
Hang on, we need the white hats music on. He's going full white hats, folks. I tell you, this is the people that this is what like David Wilcock and that have been waiting for. It's a race of beings like Rudolph.
No, Kev, this is it. You know what? Fuck it. We need to get Rudolph in there in this boxing match. He would wipe the floor with both of them.
Big time. He would Jedi mind trick them before they even came out, dude. Are we ready, folks? Are we ready to see him channeling the strength of like 10 Nordic aliens? It's gonna happen.
not trying to use Carr with his limited human strength to move this. But
he's talking about himself in the third person. It's fantastic. In fact, he's talking about his fake self in the third person. You can't get better than this, folks. Get ready. It's coming.
Give me a moment so I can switch over. I can put...
Karl Rudolph is my cousin from Germany.
Lothar, if he knows this, Rudolph, bring him on.
The same power we used to build the pyramids with. Let me try to gain some of that power.
They built the pyramids. He said it was the same power that they used to build the pyramids.
He's dropping the truth bombs now, eh? Little does Carl, the human who he poses as, know that he's actually a pyramid builder. And not only that, he's about to have happy fun time with a alien metal cone.
Inherited in our genes of the tall white aliens, and let me see if I can move this object so I can show it to you at least from all sides. Because people have asked me for it.
Here
One
we go.
moment, please.
Here we go.
What a job. What a job. Let me gain the strength.
He's channeling it.
Oh, he's got it. Surely not. Oh my goodness.
Now we go.
It's a hat. It's a giant hat.
Take a good look, people.
You got to screen cap that, man. He's the king of the cone.
Oh, I'm gonna choke. It's too funny, man.
You know what? You just need.
Here, take a good look, people. This is this piece of metal. This is the piece of metal which was left from the crash of this UFO. I don't know if it is a piece of the UFO, of course. It's 200 years ago, but it might as well be.
You just trashed your whole story, dude. You've been building up to this UFO crash site. You channel the strength of 10 Nordics. And then you turn around and say, but of course, I don't even know if this came from the UFO. So, I don't know. You spoil it there, Scott.
So, with these pictures, I let you go until next time, I'm sorry, Rudolph of Germany.
Bullseye.
Yes, indeed, folks. I like Rudolph Scott, I must admit. He's a comedy turn, is our Rudolph.
Well, I mean, when he lifted that string.
Freedom! Oh. Yes, indeed. Yes, so folks, listen. It's been a laugh. It's been fun. Hope you've had a good time tonight. Even if it's been 2 hours away from all the monotony and the craziness out there, outside of our safe space that we create here. You know, back out in Woketopia. Hopefully we've given you something to laugh at, something to think about. Probably not too much to think about tonight when it comes to Rudolph, KSI, or Logan Paul, Scott. But still, some good conversation was had there, my friend. And I do always enjoy our little weekend streams, Scotty boy. And next weekend, of course, we'll have Joe back with us. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But we'll be back tomorrow night as well, right?
Yes, and I believe, as far as I know, Mr. Everard will be doing his show tomorrow. So
nice. Let people know when to hear that.
That is 2:00 Central, so that would be 3:00 Eastern, 3 p.m. Eastern.
8:00 UK.
Yeah, 8:00 UK. So hopefully he goes live tomorrow. I know he's been super busy. He's writing a new book, filming new documentaries. You know, Everard is he's a very busy guy. He's always Oh, I don't think he understands the concept of rest when it comes to his line of work. He's always doing something. So, as far as I know, he's doing the show tomorrow, but we'll see.
Oh, busiest cat in the world as ever, Ard, man.
Yeah,
He does
when
churn
you
out,
got when you got the when you have the Library of Alexandria in your head, you tend to be quite a busy bee.
Big time. Big time. So, folks, listen, we've had fun today. Hope you've had fun. We'll be back tomorrow. And I'll also be back about, let's say, 6 p.m. in the UK. That will be 1 p.m. on the East Coast, 10 a.m. on the West Coast for the member-only chat stream. Anyone can come and watch, but only members can chat. And if you want to become a member, it's dead easy. Just click the link in the description or go to the channel page. And now I need to find my channel. No, we'll just leave it. There it is. Hang on, I've got it, Scott. I found it. I think I found it. Let's see. Yeah, you found it. So yeah, you go to the channel page, probably quicker than I can do it because I'm a doofus. You click join, and then it comes up with this. You've got a little video there, and you've got 3 options. All options get you exactly the same thing. It's just $1.99 was the very basic offer I could give to people. And like I said to somebody the other day in an email, if I could give a couple of memberships away a month, I would love to do that. It'd be a really good way to bring new people into the inner sanctum, the memberships as well. And maybe in the future, hopefully YouTube will allow creators even to give 1 away a month, something like that. I think that'd be a good idea, Scott. And there's absolutely nothing I can do on the back end to pull strings or anything like that.
No. That's just up to YouTube's discretion if they decide that they want to offer that kind of feature in the future. But I think that would be a really cool thing for them to allow, kind of like to maybe give away 1 or 2 memberships a month or something. So yeah, hopefully they implement that sometime in the future. I think that would be good for channels.
I would say so. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. So keep an eye out. Should be 6 p.m. like I say for the member stream. We'll get into some of the stuff. And it's a stream where the members can ask me anything. And I mean anything. And we'll also get some of your suggestions from the members. And I'll dive into some woo. When the members can drop me some woo during the stream tomorrow, and we'll just go through it live. I'll just dig it up. We'll just do it on air. Member-only chat. And then, like I say, tomorrow night, business as usual. Back to the open kind of style we have here. Members, non-members, everyone free to chat. We can all chill out. And yes, we'll go paranormal tomorrow night, Mr. Scott. I think we'll look for some deep and disturbing woo.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to dig and find some interesting stories to get into tomorrow.
Yep. Big time. So I'm gonna go now, not watch KSI or Logan Paul. As you can tell, Scott has very, very rubbed me up the wrong way. So, yeah, but thank you all for being here. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you to the members. Just thanks for being here. Thanks for chilling out. Thanks for questioning everything. And we'll be back same time, same place tomorrow night. So, like I always say, keep your mind open, keep looking for the woo, but not to the point where the brain turns to black goo. Yes, indeedy. Scott, you know, we're actually like offered the chance to interview Rudolph. I don't think I could do it, dude. I don't think I could give it a serious go.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't
know. It would be. It's one thing laughing about his content, like when he's not here. It'd be a whole different level of disrespect if he was here and we laughed at him, right?
Yeah, I don't think we could do that to big Rudolph.
No, we couldn't do that.
Get her done.
No, we can't get her done.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Exactly.